Welcome back, everyone. This this video isn't really going to be a very happy one. I don't know if you guys have heard of this channel called Cartograph. This channel, in his videos, he's received over 1,000 views on these videos, and the disturbing part about it is he's pro-pedophilia. He's a member of a group, or really kind of this cabal of people that are trying to attach pedophilia to the LGBT community. Heart Progress is part of this. The Virtuous Pedophiles are part of this. You have Omnipolitics 16 that's a part of this. And Cartograph, who is on YouTube, and you can look him up if you want. They try and make logical arguments to try and compare pedophilia to homosexuality, and they make various rationalizations of why we should allow it as a society. And not a single one of them brings up psychology into the matter. They bring up evolutionary things, and it's like, I'm not really so sure why. Actually, from an evolutionary standpoint, we have evolved to be different than some of the things that they talk about. We have evolved like these social kind of mannerisms, but it's just what really is concerning is that they are trying to latch themselves to the LGBT community. Now, I don't know how many viewers I have personally, or that will view this video, that grew up in the 90s, but I certainly did. And this was one of the arguments that the evangelical Christians used against gay people when they were campaigning for the right for gay marriage, was that if we allowed gay people to get married, then people would, then it would incite, or it would, what's the word? It would proliferate the idea of pedophilia and bestiality. This was one of the arguments from the religious groups that were speaking out against homosexual rights and gay marriage. And that happened in the 90s, and people were like, no, that's not going to happen. Well, now the pedophiles are trying to make it happen. And I think that it's important for anybody that is a homosexual, bisexual, or transgender, or lesbian persons to come forward and speak out against this. Because the truth of the matter is that while, okay, you can't really control what you're attracted to, but there are some things that I do know about pedophilia, in that, and the reason why I know is because I had to turn a pedophile in once. And that's a long story, and I've talked about it before, but yeah, I met a guy that was a pedophile, knew him for 3 years. I had to turn him in, and believe me, I have no regrets about that. I think prison's exactly where he belongs. But the fact that this is something that I know about pedophiles, is that you can be gay and be a pedophile. You can be heterosexual and you can be a pedophile. It's not exclusively like, I'm just attracted to children. That's not how pedophiles work. And even more interesting enough is that they don't always have a preferred gender. They just really like the idea of dominating and controlling someone that's younger than them. Well, I don't know if I would dispute whether or not that it's a mental disorder condition that causes them to be attracted to children. I don't know if that's true, or if it's a struggle of dominancy and control. I don't know. My understanding of it seems more like a struggle of dominancy and control. But some of the mental gymnastics that I see, like Cartograph and Omnipolitics do, is just really bizarre. And I don't know if they're being honest with themselves. But a lot of pedophiles you wouldn't even know that they were pedophiles because they engage in adult interaction sexually, and they hide the sexual act that they desire for children, you know, behind closed doors. It's not something they're going to come out and share, obviously. But I really wanted to make a video to get it out there that I think this is a topic that needs to be debated. I think this needs to be nipped in the butt. I think it needs to be addressed. Seriously. There does not need to be a P at the end of LGBT. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see gay rights being taken away because the pedophiles are trying to encroach on that territory. I think it would be really wise for the LGBT community in many areas of the world and in the United States to come right out and speak out against this, that no, we will not ever allow you to put a P at the end of LGBT. It's not happening. I think it would be wise to separate ourselves from that group as much as possible. Seriously. In one of the videos of Cartograph, he was talking about how sex with children can prepare them for sex in their adult life, and that there's all these wasted genetics because there's times that we could be breeding but we don't because they're prepubescent. Well, that statement in and of itself just tells me how little grasp of reality that person really has. I mean, if you're familiar with basic human biology, males are not, the reason it's post-pubescent and prepubescent is like prepubescent, a male does not have, they're not capable of rearing sperm. It's not possible. And prepubescent females, they're not capable of having a child. And if they did, it would be very dangerous. It could essentially kill them. But in many instances, pedophilia does result in death. There's a ton of cases across the board on that. A ton of cases where pedophilia has led to death. Because the truth of the matter is that a young person's body is not meant for that kind of experience. It's just not meant for it. But it's really troublesome that there is a plethora of groups out there that are trying to get into the LGBT community and saying that liberals are supposed to be progressive, proactive, and accepting of all these different things, and we're supposed to be for freedom. It's like, but what the agenda that you're pushing is you're trying to have domain over somebody who doesn't even know what sex is. And that's very frightening. It's very frightening that they are pushing their way. Yeah, I'm an advocate for free speech, and they're using their ability for free speech. Well, it's our turn to use our ability for free speech and debate this and say, no, this isn't going to happen. We're not legalizing pedophilia. I don't think I want to support a culture that normalizes pedophilia. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. It's damaging to a child's psyche. It's damaging to their body. This isn't an acceptable thing. It shouldn't need to be debated, but apparently it does, because it's these pedophiles. They're trying to get into the LGBT community, and they're spewing out propaganda left and right, trying to convince people that there's nothing wrong with pedophilia, that it's okay. It's not. It's not okay. But I wanted to get it out there. So other people in the skeptic community, people like Prince of Queens, you should make commentary on this. This guy that I met from the UK, Xander, you should make commentary on this. Blair Weiss should make commentary on this. Anybody that is a lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender that has a YouTube channel that's able to debate this topic, we should be debating this topic. I'm not saying dox and attack them and launch flagging campaigns. I'm not for all that, but I'm saying get on the podium, get on the soapbox and start saying, no, 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 we're not doing this, and here's the reasons why. And Suit Yourself isn't a member of the LGBT community, but he is a supporter of it, and I really appreciate that he has taken the time to attack these assholes that are trying to get into the LGBT community. It doesn't need to happen. It could essentially be perceived by mainstream culture to take away gay rights, and I don't want to see that happen. Let alone the more important thing is the protection of children. I don't want to see a society that normalizes pedophilia. Like, come on, we're not living, 20,000 years ago. We're not in that kind of setting. This is the new millennium, and we have all these technological advances. There's no reason for this. The human race is not at a scarcity. We're almost at an overpopulation. So anyway, with that being said, I hope this gets out there, and I would like to see feedback and hear feedback from people, but pedophilia is something that definitely needs to be spoken against. And I don't know why these people are able to come on YouTube and make pro-pedophile videos, and nobody's flagged them, nobody's debated them, and nobody's left comments in the comments section in regards to being anti to that kind of narrative. And that's kind of disturbing to me, and that's what I guess I'm making this video for, is I'm saying let's start that process. The SJWs and the feminist thing, it had its time, and this pedophilia thing is going unnoticed, and I think it needs to be noticed, and I think that more people need to debate this subject matter. And that's my feelings about it. Protect the children. We're not normalizing pedophilia. Pedophilia does not belong in the LGBT community. It is more of a mental illness than homosexuality. And I'm sorry to say, yes, you can find homosexuality in pretty much every species of animal out there, but as far as post-pubescent mating with prepubescent, you don't really see that as much in the animal community as these pedophiles are proclaiming. It doesn't really happen. And in fact, even cats with cats, they don't want to mate unless the female's in heat. They're not even interested in the female unless she's in heat. So it goes even further than that for felines. But it really doesn't happen in the animal kingdom like they say it does. It really doesn't. Not even with bunny rabbits and guinea pigs. I promise you. I've raised guinea pigs. They will not do this. This is almost predominantly a human characteristic. It's what I perceive as a malfunction in the brain, basically a brain development problem if you are attracted to children, or some kind of psychological illness. But anyway, I would like to open up the debate and see more people come forward and speaking out against pedophilia. I would like to see that, and be proactive about it. Encourage pedophiles to get help before they try and engage in the act. That's one narrative I would definitely push, is that they need help. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say I'm out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I really want to see comments on this one. I would like to know what you guys think. I really do. All comments are welcome. I'm really wanting to see this debate opened up, and I would like to see even some big YouTube names, maybe even TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist, talk a little bit about this. This is an important issue. It's something that, like I said, I don't want to see a society that encourages or normalizes pedophilia. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button.